A lot of times disordered eating habits or inappropriate eating behaviors are masked as healthy eating. And so teens often see that as like, oh, to be healthy, I need to eat these foods, or to look like her, I need to eat these foods. And it turns into a very compulsive behavior. And about 10% of people that go on a diet will go on to develop an eating disorder. A lot of my clients will, start out and they see somebody on Instagram that posts, that's an influencer, that says like, oh, I use this app. And a lot of times it's a sponsored post and they may not realize it. And then they go on to download the app and start tracking calories. And before they realize it, they've developed an eating disorder, or they're cutting themselves short in terms of nutrition. And teenagers need food to grow and develop. This is an important time of growth and development. A lot of times there's shifting of the way we pose our body, or using apps to make certain areas darker or lighter, which then appears to be muscles or appears to be different shape, or celebrities will pay someone to Photoshop their image. And so it's creating this unrealistic expectation of what we should look like as people. And there's a certain aesthetic that's really desirable online, that it's, thin privileged people that everybody wants to follow, and they get a lot of followers and they're very influential, and then people want to emulate that because they want to be successful. They want that life. And if I look like her, maybe I can have that life too. I think one of the most important things we can do is regularly engage with our kids. And so, there's some studies that link having family dinner to like reduced rates of drug use, and better mental health outcomes, more success for children when they become adults. And so maybe that's the appropriate time to have those discussions, like, hey, have you seen anything on the internet lately that was surprising to you, or that really made an impact? Or like, hey, can I see what you pin on Pinterest? I'm curious. And approach it with a sense of curiosity rather than accusation. So, hey, I'm just curious, like, what are some of the things you see on Instagram? Or like, who's your favorite person to follow? Because that might make them open up more, versus accusatory tones that are saying like, well, what have you been doing on the internet? Because there's just there's so many things out there that are kind of terrifying. But if we can engage with our kids, and maybe monitor their phone use if there's an app you can find to do that. But I think open conversation is really important.